Hello and welcome back to another Meals of the Week video. So for tonight's dinner I made a chicken soup broth kind of thing, but I did it slightly different. I made the broth from actual chicken bones, so I basically boiled a whole chicken for about an hour and a half in some onions, and then I carefully took out the chicken. You have to be careful because it's kind of like falling off the bone at this point. So I did that, and then I just separated it and drained all the nasty bits and stuff out of the broth and separated it, and put some parsley and some coriander and some pepper, I believe, into the broth, and then I just separated that aside. Then I shredded up what I could get off the actual whole chicken, and I just broke that up into bite-sized pieces, and then I'm just going to put that in my broth in a little while. Then I start using slowly just like frying away some swede, carrot, and some onions, and I used a bit of the chicken stock that we've just made, and you boil that for about 15 to 20 minutes until your vegetables get softer. Then once that is done, I've just basically put everything together, and you boil it for about another 45 minutes till everything's nice and tender. And yeah, it was actually really nice, and it's become one of our favourites, and my partner's actually requested that I make it again next week. So I've bought 2 more chickens to put in the freezer, and I shall be making that again very soon. But yeah, that was really delicious, and that's what we had for dinner the first night. Then next up we had a couple of friends around, and we had German doner kebab. So I didn't make these are a takeaway that we ordered. And I basically just had a kebab and a burger. For dinner that night, I'd actually brought like extra food as well for that week. But yeah, we just ended up having a takeaway instead, so it was kind of a waste buying the extra stuff, but never mind. Yeah, it was still really nice. I still feel like I could probably make it better myself though, so I don't tend to do it too often. But yeah, that's what we had for dinner the second night. And next up, this isn't actually one that I made for tea. These are what I took for work lunches for the last week. And I made some, it was like some cooked rice with some paprika and chili. The only thing is I did have to remake this rice because I added too much chili powder. But I've learned from that now. But yeah, that was it when I obviously first made it, and it's just some chicken mince with some taco seasoning on. And then I did some mixed stir fry as well in there, and I just put salsa on the top because those are the ones that I was using over the first couple of days. And then a lime wedge in each dish as well. So I just wanted something different to take for work for lunches. That way I'm just trying to come up with different ideas. If anyone else has any different ideas, then please let me know, because I just kind of get sick of taking pot noodles all the time. But yeah, it was a nice change, but I don't know if I'd necessarily do it again as such. I do prefer coconut rice. I'll have to come up with something to do with that. But yeah, they were like these chicken taco bowls. But yeah, it was definitely nice to give it a try though for my work week instead. Next up, I brought these cauliflower and cheese pies. I bought those on the way back from Lidl because I needed to pick up some more milk. And we just had those with some baby potatoes that I had in the fridge, and just these chunky chips and some broccoli on the side. And then I just poured some gravy over the top. But yeah, I quite liked it. I do like a cheese pie. And my partner wasn't a fan of these, so I probably won't buy them again just because he didn't necessarily like them. But he's not a big pie person anyway. It's more just me. But yeah, it was really nice with some gravy on top, and it was just something different for a change. So that's what we had for dinner, I believe. I think this is the third night. But yeah, just nice, simple and quick, easy dinner for tonight. Then next up, I just made our usual tacos. I tried to save myself like 50p and just buy the normal tacos instead of the stand-up ones. But they were kind of falling apart. I managed to get them better on another plate, but I think I'd rather just pay the 50p more than a completely falling over, because I did break some, and then we ended up having to use the mince on just the side. But yeah, I just made these mince with my normal taco seasoning, and I added some lettuce and some sour cream. So very quick and simple, easy dinner for us tonight. Next up, I was trying to go through all my spare sachets I have in the cupboard. So I made a chicken casserole tonight. The probably only thing about it was a bit too liquidy, so I'll probably drain it a bit more. But other than that, it was really nice. It kind of just tasted like my normal chicken soup recipe, to be honest. But yeah, it was just a 19p packet I got from Aldi, and you just mix that with, I think it's like 400 millilitres of water. And then I had 2 chicken breasts, some mushrooms, some onion, and some carrots, and I just put that in the slow cooker on the low for about 8 hours. And then I made some mashed potato and just served that with some broccoli on the side. But yeah, it was a really nice and warm and hearty dinner for tonight. And it was quite quick and simple. I just left it all day whilst I was at work. But yeah, that's what we had for dinner tonight. Then for my final meal I have to show you tonight is I tried to recreate one of those Chicago deep dish pizzas. If anyone's seen them, we don't really have them here in the UK at all. Like, I've never been into a restaurant and had one because, yeah, they're just not here. Well, not near my city anyway. They might be in the bigger cities, but not here. But yeah, I tried to make my own kind of, it's not a great version, but I did what I could. So I made the deep pan base just completely by myself, and I tried to do my best and line it around the tin. And your toppings all go at the bottom, so you put your cheese at the bottom, and then I've got some pepperoni, some salami, some ham. They had this kind of whiskey ham from Lidl that's really nice. And then some bits of chicken and turkey in there. So it was basically like a meat feast one. And I've just laid that up at the bottom of the pan first. It's kind of like a reverse pizza, so the bottoms, all the fillings and that is on the bottom, sorry. Then I've gone ahead and added some onions, some yellow pepper, some mozzarella, and then some red Leicester cheese on top of the base of the filling. And I made some homemade tomato sauce. So I basically blitzed together 2 cans of chopped tomatoes, which I would say was kind of, I feel like, a mistake that it made it too watery. There was a lot of water that kind of came out. So I think if I ever made it again, it'd be better to probably blitz some fresh tomatoes. But I did that with some onions and peppers, and some black pepper and some salt and some chili flakes, and I blitzed that all together to make the marinara sauce, and then I put that on top of the filling that we just did. Then in most recipes I saw, you just actually add some parmesan on top, but I didn't have any in the cupboard, so I just added some bit more of the red Leicester cheese on top and some black pepper, and then I put it in the oven for about 30 minutes, and that's what it came out like. So I was actually quite surprised it came out right and it stood up at least. But yeah, my very first time trying to make one of these. Like I said, it's probably not the most perfect one, but yeah, it's just kind of my own version that I tried to make. To be honest, I kind of still prefer normal pizza to this, so it's not something I'd probably make again. But yeah, it was definitely nice to try. But yeah, that's it all served up. So that's what it come out, and it stood up all right. And then I just dished it all up. Yeah, it was nearly falling apart everywhere, but I managed to get it all in one piece. And yeah, it was definitely nice and different for us to try. But yeah, that's what we had for dinner tonight, actually. It's the night I'm filming it. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I know there's like not a lot of meals of this week. I just forgot to take photos of everything that most of the time. So this video is a bit late because of that. Because I've had to kind of do a few more days extra. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this week, and I shall be back again very soon. Take care. Bye.